I don't talk shit about you on the internet. No shit, that was recording. Well, I was I was peeing. Welcome to another episode of Fun Day Service, my friends. It's where you guys come to get your spiritual cleansing and we talk about whatever you suggest for me to talk about. And honestly, once again, I said I was going to create content again, so here I am. What do I do with these hands? This is awkward. Fun Day Service is going to be, I guess it's just going to be videos like this. You know, when I was going through my mind about creating content again, I started kind of going too far ahead of myself. I was like, all right, I'm going to get this whole team set up so we can start shooting these videos and do that. But at the same time, I have to manage my time and see what I'm doing because once again, if you guys don't know, opened up that matcha store, Jumbi, out in Waikiki at the Royal Hawaiian. Make sure you check that out. Secret Society has their fall winter line coming out. So a couple weeks ago, or was it a week ago, I saw this video that honestly, when I saw it, I didn't want to pay any mind to it, right? Because we live in a society now where we see types of content like this all the time.
Konnichiwa? Konnichiwa? No, Chinese. Konnichiwa? Argentina. Chinese. No konnichiwa. Boing, boing, boing.
Now listen to me, years ago, what I would do is that I would see a video like this and I'd probably go off, right? Because, you know, this was a roasting channel. So I would roast the fuck out of somebody who does something really stupid. Now, when I saw this, like, I don't know if it's because I'm getting tired of this bullshit or whether I continue to see things like this. So I'm just desensitized, but that's really not the case. I had to sit here and think about this because, you know, his video in and of itself didn't offend me any more than what anybody else creates online when it comes to fucking shitting on Asian people. It wasn't necessarily him that I want to talk about or things that he's done. It was the comments in the comment section on Twitter and on YouTube that fucking bothered me. One of the things that I really wanted to discuss was the concept of calling this kid racist, right? And you know, in 2022 and 2021, one of the hottest things that everybody was doing was labeling anybody racist if they said anything distasteful, whether it was a lack of education or somebody who was just culturally insensitive. Immediately, if you felt a certain way about it, you could just go, you're a racist, go fuck off. Nobody should ever speak to you again. Now, when I look at this kid and I look at this video and I see his content, do I think that he's racist? No. But is he racially insensitive? And from this video, did he lack a certain amount of respect for Asian culture? 100%. And there's absolutely no way in denying that. And to be honest with you, a lot of people fall into that fucking category. And one of the fucking dumbest arguments that I kept reading in the comments was, well, how is he racist towards Asian people when, you know, he talks about anime and he has Asian friends? Listen here, if you don't get I got one black friend named Devontae that plays basketball, so I don't hate black people having sorry ass fucking excuse ass on the fuck on out of here. I don't want to hear shit. That's what you sound like. Yeah? Sounds familiar? Well, I love myself some 50 Cent, so I love black culture. Shut up. Shut up. You know, I thought that we were getting to this point where I remember in the last 2 to 3 years, people were really fucking with this concept of like, listen, we can't take all the great and dope shit about certain cultures and then leave everything else behind. I thought that's the wave that we were on, but apparently not. It only applies to you, but it doesn't apply the other way around. And I don't really fuck with that. You know, when I really thought about it, the most disappointing thing about this whole situation isn't really this kid, right? Because look at his brand. He's a clout chaser. The kid acts crazy, does stupid shit, and thus his content is created by you, the viewers out there. Y'all love watching him do stupid shit. So I expect somebody who continues to act like a fucking dumbass to continue to do stupid things. That's not really where I'm surprised, right? I want people to think about this question. Why is it that almost every time without fail, when it comes to a situation like this of people spitting and shitting on Asian people and our culture, that is always on us to take the fucking joke? For some reason, when we stand up for ourselves and we say, hey, you're going too far, it's our fault. How? How is it that when we stand up for ourselves, it's an issue? When in the fuck did it become appropriate in society to gaslight Asian Americans or just Asian people in general to make us feel that whenever we stand up for ourselves that we should just shut the fuck up, that we're the problem, that we can't take the joke? Listen, I'm not on my high horse, right? We already know, like, especially when it comes to the stand-up world, we all make racial jokes all the time. That's like our shit, right? We get it, but there's like cultural nuance in it. When you heard or saw this video, Where was the joke? Was it creative? Did it bring an insight? Or was that you just doing these old Asian racist jokes from 40 to 50 fucking years ago? Once again, I'm not saying that you're racist, but we do have to address the fact that what you did was highly, highly racially insensitive. In the last like 40 to 50 years, I'm pretty sure the Asian community has been pretty together about not saying ching chong and, mislabeling our languages and fucking lumping us all into one fucking group. And I don't want to hear this stupid fucking excuse of refortifying your bad behavior when it comes to my culture by saying like, well, I had this bad experience, or I've heard of Asian people disrespecting other people's culture, so it's okay. Don't fucking gaslight me, bitch. Sit the fuck down. You don't get to justify your terrible habits and disrespecting my culture by piggybacking off of somebody else's struggles. We are talking about the person at hand and holding people accountable for what they do as an individual. When people bring up the topic of age, of holding people accountable, and I can't believe I have to actually explain this when they say, well, he was 17 and he didn't know better at the time. We're talking about something that's in the past that was addressed at the time. And that person throughout time has been able to show that they have gotten better or don't hold those negative or bad ideals. Yes, he's 17, but he's 17 right now, so it should be addressed. What are you on about? Are you that dumb? Are you? You don't get a pass because you're young. That's not how that works. None of us do. It's understandable that he's doing stupid things at the age of 17 because of his age, but it doesn't admonish him from the things that he's doing right now. And it's not how it fucking works. Motherfucker, when I was young, it would have been great if I could just walk up, slap a motherfucker in the face and be like, oopsies, I'm 17. But David, he apologized in a couple of his streams. If you really took that apology as a real, my God, dude, at least back in the day when Logan Paul did the videotape of the Japanese man hanging in the suicide forest, even though his fucking apology video was hilarious, at least it was like somewhat of a sincere apology, or to the best of his abilities. The idea that this young man said in his apology was, oh, when I said choinga choinga chang chang or whatever, that was like the Chinese name that my Chinese friend gave me, and that's all I was trying to say. And that's his apology, and y'all fucking believe that shit? Listen, I've given up on humanity. Literally, I don't fucking care anymore. I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't be offended by, right? That's not my place, because a lot of things that Asian people are offended by, I'm not offended by. And I defend your right to go ahead and feel the way that you do, because that's none of our place. But when you allow somebody to use your culture as a prop, especially a culture that they are not a fucking part of, you're just an accessory to that hate. You're their bitch. You're not fucking cool. We understand that there's jokes with races, and we kind of keep it within our small circle, and we'll throw race jokes at each other and we laugh all the fucking time. But listen, there was no cultural nuance to that shit. And I'll use Russell Peters as a great example, right? When he was, making jokes about Chinese people or whatnot, there was cultural nuance to it, jokes that we knew about. There was inside jokes that we related to. This is not one of those situations, so don't compare fucking apples and oranges. We're not fucking dumb. Listen, let's just call it what it is. We've seen this shit a million times, and it happens a lot with black culture. People love everything that it is to be, quote unquote, a black American when it comes to like the culture, the clothes, the slang, the sayings, everything about it. But when it comes to taking the full package, they're like, nah, we're good. They get to pick and choose what they want. And it's happening to us too, but nobody wants to speak up against it because gaslighting Asian people is an acceptable thing to do. A lot of people now, they like to use this term allyship. They go, oh, well, if you ain't a fucking ally, you out of this fucking group. Guess what? Allyship works both ways. It works both ways. If we are to support everybody else, you are to support us too. If we respect what you say, then you respect us back. That's as simple as it gets. There's no if and fucking buts about it. If it is unacceptable for us to tell people what other people should accept in their cultures, you don't get to do that to us. Well, that ends this episode of Fun Day Service. I love every single one of you. I want to go ahead and do more of these videos. And once again, I hate looking at bullshit like this, but this is something for us to think about, especially as a community. And if you're not a part of the Asian community, please think about this as well. Why is it acceptable to tell us to shut the fuck up when we talk about issues that affect us on the daily? And I know a lot of people are going to say this. Well, David, didn't you say, tell Simu Liu that he was, over exaggerating when it came to Asian topics? 100%, because I've already told you the reasons why. All right? I don't want to hear that. I don't hate that guy. Motherfuckers are like, oh, he's living in your head rent-free. Motherfucker, I'm living in his head rent-free, all right? See the size of that goddamn thing? Fucking all of us could move in there and nobody would know the difference. That shit is huge. Look, I'm just making jokes. Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, guys, Genius Brain podcast every Sundays at 12 p.m. Check out the fucking Fashion Basics clothing line Secret Society. That's SCRTSOCIETY.com. People out in Hawaii, check out my matcha shop, Jumbi Waikiki. Let's go. I love myself. I'm promoting myself. I fuck with you. Kiss me on the mouth. And life is what you make it. Take what you deserve. Let's go for broke. See y'all next time.